The world is in a constant state of change now more than ever. It's a world that requires resilience, flexibility, and innovation to overcome challenges and to pursue growth. That is why the University of the Philippines Los Baños is pursuing future-proofing initiatives to provide agile leadership and develop local and global communities amidst shocks and disruptions in an ever-changing world. Guided by compassion, an openness to working together, and a daring to seek out breakthroughs, UPLB constantly pushes for academic excellence, produces relevant research, establishes academic and industry partnerships, and cultivates creativity, critical thinking, and innovation. To keep up with the fast-changing world and to strive for inclusivity in development, UPLB seeks to level the playing field and expand avenues for acquiring new knowledge. It is reshaping the learning experience, enabling students and educators to continue with the learning process in vastly different learning conditions. It is expanding its academic programs and supporting initiatives to create a conducive learning environment. To address the growing complexities of modern problems, UPLB continues to break barriers across disciplines to produce cutting-edge innovations and solutions that serve the needs of various communities. It is taking on challenges in food security and sustainability and coordinating research efforts to direct the university's resources toward critical research areas, making sure that the university-generated knowledge can reach its intended stakeholders and be applied to real-life contexts. UPLB is dedicated to its commitment to contribute to public good and social welfare as it continues to work with the local government and the community to address their most pressing needs. Amidst its engagements, UPLB remains as one of the top regional and global universities and continues to be recognized in the country and across the world. As the national university, UPLB aims to be a steadfast partner in development as a producer of new approaches that minimize the cost and impacts of future shocks, and by honing leaders committed to knowledge creation, innovation, and cutting-edge research and public service. This is UPLB's roadmap to be an impactful institution in a constantly changing landscape. Responsive, innovative, future-proof.
Welcome to the College of Public Affairs and Development of the University of the Philippines, Los Baños. CPAf is home to globally competitive thought leaders where they are honed in the fields of development and governance. We are located right at the foot of our beautiful Mount Makiling. Step into CPAf and experience a vibrant academic environment where ideas turn into action.
Since its recognition as a full-fledged college in 1998, CPAf has stood out for its interdisciplinary approach, combining public affairs, governance, and development with strong focus on Philippine and regional contexts. Moreover, CPAf is known for its policy-relevant research. Also, it has an active engagement with capacity building for various communities. Its strategic location here at UPLB and strong institutional partnerships further enhance its role in molding development-oriented leaders and influencing evidence-based policy.
Here's what we have in a quick sneak peek. Institute for Governance and Rural Development, Center for Strategic Planning and Policy Studies, Community Innovation Studies Center, Knowledge Management Office, and the Dean's Office. CPAf has been the leading institution in public affairs and development, bridging research policy and community-driven solutions. At CPAf, we are more than just an academic institution. We are a research and extension hub for strategic planning, policy studies, and community innovation. All change makers, practitioners, academics, and lifelong learners are welcome to collaborate with our research centers or join our academic degree programs. So, what do we learn here? At CPAf, we mentor our students by exposing them to our growing network of global and local linkages. These linkages open doors to career opportunities in public affairs and development. We provide training for our students to be well-rounded policy analysts and advocates, development managers, research and extension personnel, and academic leaders of rural development and governance. CPAf champions public affairs as a transdisciplinary field, so students learn to be inclusive and innovative through the co-creation of knowledge with communities. This leads to greater responsiveness in addressing the pressing problems of the modern world.
Our college offers programs that endeavor to contribute in the development of transformational and thought leaders for development. So we have currently 5 programs that we offer that hope to enhance the skills and the competencies of development practitioners.
So join us and be part of our programs. Master in Public Affairs, Master or MS in Development Management and Governance, MS or PhD in Community Development, MS or PhD in Extension Education, or PhD in Development Studies.
I choose CPAs because the CPAs offer the coursework that met with my academics and career goal. And I'm also saw the CPAs alumni in my country, which is inspire me to study at CPAs because they are working in the top positions, especially in NGO and INGO field. And then also bear friendship with your friend and with your professor because they can support you.
As an international student, I feel fortunate to be studying at CPAf, where I've had many memorable experiences. The academically and socially enriching environment has made my graduate school journey both enjoyable and fulfilling. The knowledge and the experience that I have gained here will help me to contribute to future sustainable development efforts.
So what are you waiting for? Start your journey at UPLB CPAf and be part of a positive social change.
Hello, magandang araw po sa inyong lahat. Si CPAf Family. Mula po dito sa Davao City, ako po si Karen Joyce G. Kayamanda. Si CPAf Alumni, PhD Development Studies 2019. On behalf of the CPAf Alumni Association, we wish you congratulations and thank you for your dedicated service sa ating pong mga mentors, faculty, and staff. Mabuhay po kayo and cheers! Enjoy the celebration!
Happy anniversary, CPAf! Wishing you all the best on your future endeavors. Thank you for everything.
Happy 28th anniversary to our CPAf family. On behalf of the Alumni Association, we are so proud to be sharing the same passion for service. Lagit-lagi para sa bayan. Happy anniversary!
Hello everyone, this is Zoraida Villanueva Amper, PhD Development Studies alumna and an officer of CPAf Alumni Association. I would like to extend my heartfelt congratulations to the CPAf 28th anniversary. Mabuhay ang CPAf, mabuhay ang officers, faculty, and staff of CPAf. Your dedication, passion, and commitment to service and transformative education produce great leaders and meaningful impact to the nation and to the communities. Congratulations again and cheers to many more years.
Policymakers and development practitioners rely on objective and meaningful interpretations of evidence to arrive at actionable solutions to challenges faced by communities. Research results play a big role in this process, but in most instances, they do not speak for themselves. The Development Innovations and Policy Laboratory at the College of Public Affairs and Development aims to bridge this gap between research and policy or decision-making. In an attempt to bring research evidence to the policymakers and the public, several models have been used, and among these are policy laboratories. Policy laboratories or policy innovation laboratories are an innovative way of bringing together and encouraging collaboration between and among academics and policymakers. For years, they have been instrumental in assisting governments in bringing research results closer to policymakers and in engaging the citizens to actively participate in any stage of the policy-making process. Various policy laboratories across the globe offer source of data or information and a physical space where dialogues and discourse could thrive. Universities like the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, University of Sydney, Brown University, Johns Hopkins University, and Duke University have been operating their own policy laboratories for years. And now, we are going to have our very own here at UP Los Baños. The Development, Innovations and Policy Laboratory, funded by DOSTP CARD, with support from the UPLB Future Proofing Fund, will focus on the agriculture, aquatic, and natural resources sector. Through the Deep Lab, we aim to enhance the capacities of producers and consumers of AANR research to transform sound evidence into innovative solutions for societal development. Specifically, it will offer the following. We at the Deep Lab will design and develop a database for policy-related knowledge products or documents. Second is capacity building of stakeholders. CSPPS has been conducting various trainings related to policy analysis and strategic planning. With the Deep Lab, we will be offering improved learning modules to capacitate target participants from the academe, national government agencies, research and development institutions, local government units, and other groups. Third is a physical facility for collaborative learning and co-creation activities. We at the lab will initiate service learning activities where we are going to employ innovative strategies. To further help in linking evidence with decision-making, we will also be releasing policy communication products and other materials, such as various media contents. With this, we hope for your continued support as we launch this momentous undertaking. Together, let us work towards our shared goal of improving public policy making. Again, we welcome you to Deep Lab.
The world is in a constant state of change now more than ever. It's a world that requires resilience, flexibility, and innovation to overcome challenges and to pursue growth. That is why the University of the Philippines Los Baños is pursuing future-proofing initiatives to provide agile leadership and develop local and global communities amidst shocks and disruptions in an ever-changing world. Guided by compassion, an openness to working together, and a daring to seek out breakthroughs, UPLB constantly pushes for academic excellence, produces relevant research, establishes academic and industry partnerships, and cultivates creativity, critical thinking, and innovation. To keep up with the fast-changing world and to strive for inclusivity in development, UPLB seeks to level the playing field and expand avenues for acquiring new knowledge. It is reshaping the learning experience, enabling students and educators to continue with the learning process in vastly different learning conditions. It is expanding its academic programs and supporting initiatives to create a conducive learning environment. To address the growing complexities of modern problems, UPLB continues to break barriers across disciplines to produce cutting-edge innovations and solutions that serve the needs of various communities. It is taking on challenges in food security and sustainability, and coordinating research efforts to direct the university's resources toward critical research areas, making sure that the university-generated knowledge can reach its intended stakeholders and be applied to real-life contexts. UPLB is dedicated to its commitment to contribute to public good and social welfare as it continues to work with the local government and the community to address their most pressing needs. Amidst its engagements, UPLB remains as one of the top regional and global universities and continues to be recognized in the country and across the world. As the national university, UPLB aims to be a steadfast partner in development as a producer of new approaches that minimize the cost and impacts of future shocks, and by honing leaders committed to knowledge creation, innovation, and cutting-edge research and public service. This is UPLB's roadmap to be an impactful institution in a constantly changing landscape. Responsive, innovative, future-proof.
Good afternoon. We request everyone to please settle down as we prepare to start the program.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for being here with us today. The event will start in a few minutes. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Again, please settle down as we prepare to start the program in a few minutes. Thank you.
Okay. As in, dito ka na.
Everyone, please find your seats as we start the program. Good afternoon, CPAf family and guests, and welcome to the 28th anniversary celebration of the College of Public Affairs and Development. We are very glad to have you everyone with us today.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Guinevere Madlangbayan.
And I'm Christian Lubert Milambiling, and we will be your host this afternoon. First, we would like to acknowledge the presence of our distinguished guests, our university officials, Vice Chancellor for Administration, Rolando T. Bello, Vice Chancellor for Research and Extension, Nathaniel Bantayan, Vice Chancellor for Student Affairs, Janet Malata Silva, Vice Chancellor for Innovation and Enterprise Management, Harold Dean Layawen, UP System Assistant Vice President for Public Service and the Director of the Media and Communication Office, Mark Lester Chico, Assistant to the Chancellor and Director of the Procurement Office, Dr. Aileen Mamino. Also with us are Deans and Directors from the University. From College of Arts and Sciences, Dr. Crislin Margus Piñol, Division Head of Nutrition Policies and Programs, Division of the College of Human Ecology, Prof. Leila Africa, Chair of the UPLB Research Ethics Board, Dr. Mo Liangco, Director of the Quality Assurance Office, Dr. Myra Borines, Director of the Ugnayan ng Pahinungod, Jose Limbay Lahi Espaldon, we also have representatives from our LGU of Los Baños. We have our Honorable Mayor Neil Andrew Nocon, and representative of Honorable Vice Mayor Marlo PJ Alipon. We would also like to recognize some of our partner agencies that are here with us. We have from DOST Picard, CIRCA, ERDB, DOST FPRDI, and ACB. Also, we would like to acknowledge our affiliates and adjunct professors, along with our CPAf retired personnels, and of course, our former CPAf deans. We have Professor Emeritus Agnes Rola, Professor Emeritus Josefina Dizon, Dr. Virginia Cardenas, and Dr. Liborio Cabanilla, and Dr. Rowena Bacongis. And of course, to all, including those who are joining us via live stream, thank you and welcome to the 28th CPAf anniversary celebration.
So before we formally begin, may I invite everyone to kindly stand. And instead of an opening prayer, we will observe a brief moment of silence. So let us take this time to reflect according to our own beliefs on the values that guide the College of Public Affairs, honor, excellence, and service, and on our shared commitment to ethical governance, active citizenship, and public service. .
Please remain standing for the singing of the Philippine National Anthem.
May we now invite everyone to please sit down. And again, welcome to the 28th CPAf anniversary. As part of the anniversary celebration, our theme is about engaging citizens and shaping leaders. In 28 years, CPAF has served as a hub for knowledge generation, dialogue, and innovation in the fields of public affairs, governance, and rural development. Through its three academic and research units, the Institute for Governance and Rural Development, IGRD, the Center for Strategic Planning and Policy Studies, CSPPS, and the Community Innovation Studies Center, the college continues to work towards advancing policy, enriching scholarship, and fostering community engagement, guided by the university's core values of honor, excellence, and service. This year's celebration not only highlights CPAF's commitment in shaping ethical and participatory leadership that upholds integrity, accountability, and active citizenship, but also serves as a showcase of the college's initiatives that advance good governance, sustainable communities, and responsive policy innovation and development. It provides a space for reflection and dialogue on how ethical governance can strengthen public trust and improve development outcomes. Additionally, this event gives recognition to the outstanding contributions of the faculty and staff through the awarding of exemplary achievements in research, administration, and teaching. Together, these recognitions and showcases reflect the college's continuing efforts to translate its academic work into impactful public service and meaningful contributions to society. The CPAF's 20th anniversary celebration thus provides a space for reflection and forward-looking dialogue on how individuals and institutions can strengthen ethical governance, informed citizenship, and accountable leadership amid evolving and social and political challenges.
And now, to formally open and welcome us all to this event, please welcome the Dean of the College of Public Affairs and Development, Dr. Rhea L. Gumasi.
Wow, mainit-init pa po. Ayan, sige. So, magandang hapon po sa ating lahat. Kumusta po kayo? Yan. Ako din. Good afternoon po. Nandito man at sa Zoom po. Ako po si Rhea Gumasi, Dean ng CPAF. Welcome po sa aming 28th CPAF Anniversary Celebration. We are grateful to everyone for gracing our 28th anniversary. I just came for the Board of Regents meeting and to have been named as the new Dean of CPAF is a celebration in itself at finally meron na po kaming bagong dekada. Itutuloy na po namin ang mga plano na mga naumpisahan at marami pang mga gawaing nag-aantay sa ating lahat. Warning po yun. Wala pa si, To Honorable Attorney Chel Diokno, wala pa. Chancellor Camacho, represented by VC Bello. Honorable Mayor Neil Nocot, na pa rin. Assistant Vice President for Public Service. Ayun! Assistant Prof. Chico, Vice Chancellor for Student Affairs. Di ka kasi nag-confirm, ma'am eh. Ma'am Janet Silva, Vice Chancellor for Innovations, Dr. Harold Layawen. Diba? And of course, mga deans, mga minamahal naming faculty, reps, admin, student, alumni, Prof. Emeritus, Ma'am Dizon, partners from CIRCA, ayan po si Dr. Angkog sa likod, and also nandito po si Dr. Nova. And then DOST, represented by Dr. Cabagon of FPRDI, and everyone present here today, both online and in person. May today's celebration be meaningful and affirming of our shared commitment to public service. Today, we celebrate 28 years of CPAf. Bata pa, I think kasabay namin yung DevCom. Pero parang matanda na rin yung CPAf. Ibig sabihin lang yan, kung ano man ang natutunan natin in the previous years na magaganda. At marami yon, bitbitin natin. Yung mga challenges along the way, marami din yon. Let's use that as a reminder that we could do better. At napakalaki ng potensyal ng ating kolehiyo sa pagsilbi sa bayan at sa universidad. We had 28 years of togetherness, scholarship, service and engagement in the pursuit of better governance and inclusive development, and we are ready to do more of those in the next decades. Over these years, CPAf has grown not only in terms of program and people, but more importantly, in purpose. As a college that consistently seeks to bridge knowledge and action, policy and practice, and huwag kalimutan, well-being and productivity. Our theme this year, Engaging Citizens, Shaping Leaders, is more than just a commemorative line. It is a clear statement of where CPAf is headed. Honor and excellence will always be there. Nandiyan yan. But this theme reminds us that public affairs is ultimately about people. About our people, tayo mismo sa kolehiyo ay may katungkulan na magkaisa at magtulungan para itaguyod ang ating vision. No more excuses not to take part in our own activities when that call to service extends beyond our own. To be that college engaged in meaningful and friendly discourses, citizens who participate in governance, and about leaders who listen, serve, and act with integrity and humility. At CPAf, we have always believed that leadership is not limited to formal positions or titles. Leadership is a responsibility, cultivated through experience and opportunities that we don't turn our backs on when the call of duty arrives. It is a responsibility cultivated in the fields, classroom, research spaces, communities, and public institutions. Through the work of our academic and research units, we have IGRD, CSPPS, and CISC. We continue to nurture ethical leadership, informed citizenship, and evidence-based policy making grounded in real social context. This anniversary is not only a celebration of what we have accomplished. It is also a moment of reflection and renewal. CPAf recognizes that engagement is no longer optional. It is essential. Masigit kailanman, our relevance as a college is measured by how consistently we support each other as we engage with our stakeholders, communities, government partners, civil society, our students, and the citizens that we serve. As CPAf, we therefore commit to a future that is open, collaborative, and outward-looking. This afternoon's program reflects this commitment. From the showcasing of our publications to the exchange of ideas with our invited speaker, the Honorable and Gracious Attorney Chel Diokno, and to the recognition of our faculty and staff, whose work continues to embody the values of honor, excellence, and service. Ang mga pagkilalang ito ay hindi lamang parangal, kundi pagpapatunay ng kolektibong pagsisikap ng buong CPAF community. To everyone who has been part of CPAF's journey, past and present, maraming salamat po. As we move forward, may we continue to hold on to the conviction that by engaging citizens, we truly shape leaders. And by shaping leaders, we contribute to building a more just, inclusive, and accountable society. Muli, salamat sa inyong presensya sa aming 28th anniversary. Mabuhay ang CPAF, mabuhay ang UPLB.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Dean Rhea Bumasing. Again, thank you very much to our Dean Rhea Gomasing, for the welcome message. And now we would like to call on somebody who is very dear to our heart and somebody who we all know. We'd like to call in the Vice Chancellor for Administration, Rolando Bello, to give us a special message from Chancellor Jose V. Camacho Jr. Sir?
Magandang hapon sa atin lahat. Well, it's really nice to be home. This is my home for nearly 40 years na, even before CPAP. So, every anniversary, it's really a celebration for all of us. So, I'd like to recognize, of course, our speaker, Attorney Chel Diokno, Mayor Neil Nocon, university officials, my colleagues in the university, Ma'am Janet, Vice Janet, AVP Mart, Mo Liangco of the Research Ethics Board, Pahinugod, Director Sir Limbay, Associate Dean Keitan of CAS. Of course, my colleagues here at CPAP, my idol, former Dean Liborio Cabanilla. And also the other former deans, Dean Bacungis, Dean Jopay Dizon, sino pa? Dean Lapitan, Eileen Lapitan, and of course, our newly minted Dean Rhea. Sa ating mga partners from Circa, Sir Rico Angkog, Ma'am Nova, from Picard, Sir Richard. Siyempre po, I'd like to also to recognize Dr. Bruce Torrentino, my East West Center fellow alumni. Sa lahat po ng mga colleagues ko po dito sa CPAP, faculty and staff, yung alumni po, I've saw some alumni here, mga students, and of course yung mga retirees back sa likod. Magandang hapon po sa ating lahat. Basahin ko po ang message ng ating butihing Chancellor Jose V. Camacho Jr. It's my honor and pleasure to address you today as we celebrate the 28th anniversary of the College of Public Affairs and Development. Today marks a milestone commemorating CPAP's nearly 3 decades of commitment to public service, democratic governance, and people-centered development. This year's theme, celebrating 28, engaging citizens, shaping leaders, captures CPAP journey in brief. Since its establishment, the college has consistently stood at the forefront of public affairs, governance, and development education, while remaining grounded in scholarship, strengthened through practice, and driven by a deep sense of responsibility to the Filipino people. CPAP has made remarkable institutional strides over the years. Its academic programs in public administration, development management, and governance have produced rigorous research through informed policy discourse and contributed meaningfully to local and national development initiatives. Through its research, extension, and training programs, the college has become a trusted partner of government, civil society, and international institutions in advancing effective, inclusive, and accountable governance. We are especially proud of CPAP's alumni who have gone on to become public servants, development practitioners, policy analysts, research, and advocates, all of whom have continued to serve as engaged citizens and visionary leaders in their respective fields. Wherever they are, they carried with them the values honed in CPAP: integrity, critical thinking, social accountability, and a commitment to public good. Their achievements are among the college's greatest legacies. UPLB recognizes CPAP as a vital partner and in our mission to shape leaders who are responsive to society's most pressing concerns. CPAP dedicated work in strengthening institutions, empowering communities, and nurturing participatory governance contributes directly to nation building and to the cultivation of a more just and inclusive society. As CPAP marks its 20th year, I am filled with optimism for what lies ahead. With its strong faculty, dedicated staff, engaged students, and accomplished alumni, I am confident that the college will continue to grow in relevance, impact, and influence both nationally and globally. My heartfelt congratulations to the CPAP community. May this celebration inspire renewed commitment, deeper collaboration, and bolder initiatives as you continue to engage citizens and shape leaders for the years to come. Sabi nga ng ating guest speaker, pagmahal mo, akbayan mo. Maraming salamat at mabuhay tayong lahat.
Thank you, Vice Chancellor Bello, and thank you, Chancellor Camacho, for that message. Thank you for reminding us of the role of CPAF in engaging citizens and shaping leaders. For the next part of the program, we want to showcase the recent publications of CPAF.
Yeah. So to start off our publication showcase for this afternoon, we'd like to call in Ms. Michiko Buon and Ms. Therese Bericalnat to tell us more about our In Focus magazine.
Thank you so much. This volume of In Focus invites its readers to a one-on-one encounter with stories that explore how small acts of change can grow into waves of impact in governance and development.
It features voices from across the CPAF community, from alumni excelling beyond the university and students recognized for academic achievement, to field notes from our research centers that link theory to practice. It also includes reflective think pieces from CPAF experts and an infographic highlighting one of CPAF's 2025 milestones, ICGD4.
At its core, The magazine invites reflection. How can individual acts of change create lasting impact? This is In Focus Development and Governance with the theme One on One Reflections on Change and Impact. Please watch this short video. Congratulations to the editorial team and contributors of In Focus magazine.
So may we kindly invite all the contributors to InFocus 11, our writers, artists, photographers, and the individuals and organizations whose stories are featured to please come to the stage with your InFocus copy for a quick group photo.
Ayan. So, may we call everyone to the stage, those who are our contributors. For example, Jonelda P. Cosset, are you here? Paulo Aquino, our alumni, or student actually. And of course, Dr. Bruce J. Tolentino, one of our thought leaders output. Samantha Geraldine G. De Los Santos. Are you here? Of course, she's here. And of course, one of our featured persons or individuals in our In Focus magazine. We are honored he's here today, Sir Belio, and authored by the personality sketch of Sir Belio, authored by Guinevere Madlangbayan. Ayan, and of course, one of our research assistants here by Riza Akuzar, are you here? Please, we want to welcome you on the stage. And of course, the writers of CPAf's Finest, Charlene V. Mina, and our KMO student assistants, si Jinwei and AJ actually. Maybe they're watching us at the live stream. Ayan, ready na po ba tayo for a quick photo op? Yes, of course.
Our artist for the cover of InFocus 11, Miss Justine.
Yes, we are so proud to feature our artist. Ayan. Of course, our editorial advisors po pala, Ma'am Malu and Ma'am Rhea, Ma'am Eileen, please come to the stage. Yes, Miko, our photographer, please take a picture of us, please.
Ayan, okay to.
Meron ka pang script. Sige mo. Thank you so much. May konting ano pa po. This magazine is a collective effort of voices, stories, and partnerships that reflects CPAF's commitment to engaging citizens and shaping leaders. Thank you for being part of this story. A round of applause again for the team behind the In Focus magazine.
Again, you may browse the InFocus magazine at CPAP's website. Once again, thank you and for being part of InFocus. See you
See you
next
next volume.
Next, we would like to invite Dr. Nico Anastasio of the Center for Strategic Planning and Policy Studies to give us a short overview of the coffee table book on indigenous agricultural practices and training manual on designing nature-based solutions. Nico?
Hello. Ayan. So, magandang araw po sa ating lahat. Yan. So, sure kung gumiti daw ano po. So, ngayong hapon po, I'm going to present two key outputs po ng aming research, which is the integration of indigenous knowledge in designing nature-based solutions towards climate-smart agricultural sector in selected municipalities in Northern Philippines. So, this is actually funded by the Philippine Council for Agriculture, Aquatic, and Natural Resources Research and Development, or DOCP CARD. So mula simula po, this project was never meant to be purely academic. Our aim was to produce outputs that are accessible, grounded, and useful para sa ating local government units, practitioners, mga students po natin, and most importantly, for the indigenous communities who shared their knowledge with us. So ngayon ulit po, I will briefly introduce two of these key outputs. First is our coffee table book. Ito po siya. And second, later, is our training manual. So later po, I'm going to introduce our team members after the introduction of the two key outputs po natin. So for the coffee table book, this book po documents indigenous agricultural practices as part of a living relationship between people and their environment. So in Sagada and Burgos, agriculture is shaped by landscape, climate, and generations of careful observations. So the practices featured here show how indigenous knowledge continues to adapt to changing conditions while remaining deeply rooted in culture and place. So the book was intentionally designed to be visual and narrative, allowing readers to engage with IK beyond technical descriptions. So it does not present these practices as static traditions. So ito po yung something na ina-emphasize namin. IK is not a static tradition, but rather, they are dynamic systems that continue to inform resilience, food security, and environmental stewardship. So importantly, this documentation followed an ethical and participatory process. FPIC was secured and community validations were conducted prior to publication. In this way, the book remains accountable to the communities whose knowledge it features. Next. While the coffee table book focuses on documentation and reflection, our second output moves toward application. So the training manual, titled Integrating Indigenous Knowledge in Designing Nature-Based Solutions for Climate-Smart Agriculture Sector, is intended as a practical guide for LGUs and practitioners. So it translates research into insights and guidance on how IK can be integrated into planning and development planning processes, while also respecting, of course, the cultural protocols and governance systems. So this manual is currently being developed in partnership with the International Union for the Conservation of Nature, or the IUCN, which sets the global standards for nature-based solutions. So through this partnership, the manual aligns indigenous knowledge, place-based practices with intentionally recognized NBS principles without losing sensitivity to local context. The manual emphasizes that effective nature-based solutions begin with people and place. Indigenous knowledge provides concrete, time-tested examples of how communities have long worked with nature to sustain livelihoods and manage risks. So taken together po, These two outputs reflect our core message, which is that indigenous knowledge is not supplementary, but rather it is central to building a climate resilient, inclusive, and locally grounded agricultural systems. Again, maraming salamat po for giving us the opportunity to present our outputs. Thank you. But of course, I'm going to allow me to introduce our members of the team. Of course, we have Dr. Vanessa Anasio, Assistant Professor Samantha Geraldine de los Santos, Forester Maria Francesca Tan, Miss Janelda Cosep, Miss Gemeline Tres Palacio, Miss Gemeline Arizapa, Forester Romdel Acevedo, and Forester Desiree Valenya. Pwede po tayo dito sa unahan very quickly. First, picture. Yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Nico. Before we proceed to the next, we want to recognize our Honorable Mayor Neil Andrew Noco.
Thank you very much. And to continue with our publication showcase this afternoon, I'd like to call in the director for the Center of Strategic Planning and Policy Studies to discuss more about the CSPPS Working Paper Series, Dr. Haji Halutong.
Maraming salamat, Gwen. To all our distinguished guests, friends, and fellow CPAf staff, good afternoon. The Center for Strategic Planning and Policy Studies, or CSPPS, is one of the two centers of CPAF, and we are committed to informing public policy and decision-making by producing timely, objective, and science-based policy research. No? We are used to be known as CPDS, or the Center for Policy and Development Studies. So now we are the CSPPS. And as part of our mission, we disseminate results of our studies conducted by CPAF faculty and researchers through the CSPPS Working Paper Series. These papers, which have not yet undergone formal peer review, are circulated to invite constructive feedback, comments, and suggestions. And by fostering dialogue and collaboration, the series serves as a platform for refining research and advancing evidence-based policymaking. Our latest paper is a product of our current foresight-based policy research on the vegetable industry in Luzon. And this is our very first foresight research output. And we are a bit nervous and also at the same time excited to share this to the public. With that, I invite everyone to read our working papers and help us improve our policy work. We don't print hard copies anymore. I have one here, but this is meant for Representative Diokno, sorry. But you can download e-copies, no, unlimited. The manyer, the better, sabi nga, no? Okay? So, for the rest of us, please download the papers from CPAF website, https://cpaf.uplb.edu.ph under the knowledge products. Okay? Or you can download it from our partner, the PADS Socio-Economic Research Portal. And with that, magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat.
Thank you, Dr. Haji. Before we proceed to the next part of the program, we want you all to watch first a few videos for prepared for the anniversary. Thank you so much.
Welcome to the College of Public Affairs and Development of the University of the Philippines, Los Baños. CPAf is home to globally competitive thought leaders where they are honed in the fields of development and governance. We are located right at the foot of our beautiful Mount Makiling. Step into CPAf and experience a vibrant academic environment where ideas turn into action.
Since its recognition as a full-fledged college in 1998, CPAf has stood out for its interdisciplinary approach, combining public affairs, governance, and development with strong focus on Philippine and regional contexts. Moreover, CPAf is known for its policy-relevant research. Also, it has an active engagement with capacity building for various communities. Its strategic location here at UPLB and strong institutional partnerships further enhance its role in molding development-oriented leaders and influencing evidence-based policy.
Here's what we have in a quick sneak peek. Institute for Governance and Rural Development, Center for Strategic Planning and Policy Studies, Community Innovation Studies Center, Knowledge Management Office, and the Dean's Office. CPAf has been the leading institution in public affairs and development, bridging research policy and community-driven solutions. At CPAf, we are more than just an academic institution. We are a research and extension hub for strategic planning, policy studies, and community innovation. All change makers, practitioners, academics, and lifelong learners are welcome to collaborate with our research centers or join our academic degree programs. So, what do we learn here? At CPAf, we mentor our students by exposing them to our growing network of global and local linkages. These linkages open doors to career opportunities in public affairs and development. We provide training for our students to be well-rounded policy analysts and advocates, development managers, research and extension personnel, and academic leaders of rural development and governance. CPAf champions public affairs as a transdisciplinary field, so students learn to be inclusive and innovative through the co-creation of knowledge with communities. This leads to greater responsiveness in addressing the present problems of the modern world.
Our college offers programs that endeavor to contribute in the development of transformational and thought leaders for development. So we have currently 5 programs that we offer that hope to enhance the skills and the competencies of development practitioners.
So join us and be part of our programs. Master in Public Affairs, Master or MS in Development Management and Governance, MS or PhD in Community Development, MS or PhD in Extension Education, or PhD in Development Studies.
I choose CPAs because the CPAs offer the coursework that met with my academic and career goal. And I'm also saw the CPAs alumni in my country, which is inspire me to study at CPAs because they are working in the top positions, especially in NGO and INGO field. And then also build friendship with your friend and with your professor because they can support you.
As an international student, I feel fortunate to be studying at CPAf, where I've had many memorable experiences. The academically and socially enriching environment has made my graduate school journey both enjoyable and fulfilling. The knowledge and the experience that I have gained here will help me to contribute to future sustainable development efforts.
So what are you waiting for? Start your journey at UPLB CPAf and be part of a positive social change.
Hello, magandang araw po sa inyong lahat. Si CPAf Family, mula po dito sa Davao City.
Now we are approaching the highlight of our afternoon. Before we introduce our guest speaker, we would like to inform everyone that we would be having a short question and answer session after the talk, and we would encourage you to write your questions through the QR code on the screen. Due to limited time, we may not be able to address all questions during the session. Unanswered questions will be forwarded to the team afterwards. For those who cannot access the QR code, please write your questions on a piece of paper and give them to our assigned ushers. We thank you for your understanding.
And now may we call on the OIC Director of the Community Innovation Studies Center, Professor Maria Ana T. Kimbo, to formally introduce our guest speaker.
Excited po ba tayong lahat? Halata? Magandang hapon sa ating lahat. It is indeed an honor to introduce our guest speaker. Attorney Jose Manuel I. Chel Diokno is a lawyer, educator, human rights and environmental defender, social media crusader and advocate of youth empowerment, good governance, and justice for all. He is also the first nominee of Akbayan Partylist for the 2025 elections. As a practicing lawyer for the last 36 years, Attorney Chel has handled all kinds of cases. He has argued before the Supreme Court and appeared before the Court of Appeals, Sandigan Bayan, and the lower courts. As a law professor for the last 19 years, he has taught thousands of law students various subjects, including human rights, legal writing, evidence, criminal procedure, and constitutional law. As its founding dean, he was instrumental in making the De La Salle University Tanyada Diokno College of Law the first in the country to highlight human rights and legal aid as a core component of the students' law school experience. As a human rights and environmental defender, he has represented farmers, fisherfolk, members of indigenous communities, teachers, students, whistleblowers, workers, journalists, and other victims of abuse and oppression. As a member and later chairperson of the Free Legal Assistance Group or FLAG, he secured landmark rulings from the Supreme Court on freedom of speech, the writ of amparo, and due process of law, among others. As a social media crusader, Attorney Chel uses various SOCMED platforms to bring law closer to the people. In response to the COVID-19 pandemic, and in line with his belief that justice should be accessible to every Filipino, he set up a free legal help desk on his Facebook page, www.facebook.com/ChelDiokno. In its first 7 months, the help desk helped almost 20,000 Filipinos with their legal queries. To those of you who haven't yet, please like, subscribe, or follow Attorney Chel on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Katulad po ng marami sa atin. As an advocate of youth empowerment, Attorney Chel believes that the Filipino youth have much to contribute to nation building. He encourages the youth to make their voices heard and to be discerning, critical thinkers who promote the truth. In that light, he has conducted workshops and given talks to thousands of Filipino youth from all over the country. Like his father, the late Senator Jose W. Diokno, also known as the father of human rights in our country, Attorney Chel dreams of the Philippines as a nation where we can all live in abundance, savor the beauty and bounty of our land and seas, and laugh and sing in freedom. Colleagues, friends, ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor and my privilege to present to you our guest speaker, the Honorable Jose Manuel Chel Diokno.
Please sit down, please sit down. Po. Magandang hapon po sa ating lahat. And thank you so much for inviting me to return to the wonderful campus of UPLB. Nakailang dalaw na po ako dito, but I think this is the first time I come here as a government official. So thank you for the opportunity. Bago po tayo magtuloy, allow me to acknowledge and thank everyone who made my presence here possible. Beginning, of course, with our UPLB Vice Chancellor for Research and Extension, Professor Nathaniel Bantayan. Professor Janet Malata Silva, UPLB Vice Chancellor for Student Affairs. Yusek Esnaen Teng Katong of the National Anti-Poverty Commission. Ang ating butihing mayor, Mayor Neil Nocon of Los Baños. Vice Mayor Marlo A. Alipon, also of Los Baños. The Dean of the College of Public Affairs and Development, Professor Rhea Gumasing. Director of the Center for Strategic Planning and Policy Studies, Director Haji Halothot. Director of Community Innovation Studies, Professor Maria Ana Kimbo. Director, Institute for Governance and Rural Development, Professor Mayo Amit. The Chair of the Logistics Commission, Ms. Lenita de los Reyes. The Chair of the Program Committee, Assistant Professor Miriam Carada. Lahat po ng mga guro, mga mag-aaral at administrador ng UPLB. My assignment this afternoon is to discuss a topic that really is so important for our country. Best practices in accountability and good governance. At ito po ay isang pinaglalaban ng akbayan na matagal na. This is something that we were hoping we could push for in Congress. At ngayon na binigyan niyo po kami ng pagkakataon na maupo sa Kongreso, gagawin ko na lang itong report sa inyo kung ano yung mga naihain namin ng mga resolusyon at mga panukala para mapalakas hindi lang ang accountability, kundi pati na rin ang transparency. Dahil magkakapatid naman yung dalawang bagay na yan. I think not a single person in this room was not dismayed or even disgusted by what we witnessed during the hearings last year, na nakita natin na sobrang grabe pala yung pagkalat ng korupsyon sa ating pamahalaan. I cannot erase from my memory the picture of one of our own department officials with tons and tons of money on top of a billiard table. Hindi na ko makalimutan yun at hindi natin ma-erase sa ating kaisipan na ganun pala yun. And as well, the realization that umabot na pala na pati ang budget ay ginawa na nilang gatasan ng pangungurakot. That's why for me, red alert na po tayo. Nakita na natin yung mga red flags na yan. And we cannot allow this to continue. Proud akong sabihin na kami po sa Akbayan ang kauna-unahang naglabas ng SALN. Maaga pa lang kaming naupo sa Kongreso, we took the bold step of releasing our SALN and calling on all members of Congress, members of the Executive Department, led by the President, na ilabas nyo rin naman ang SALN nyo. Because accountability begins with transparency. Kaya napakahalaga ng SALN dahil pag nakita natin yung SALN ng opisyal, isang opisyal, pero nakita natin yung lifestyle niya, ay mamahalin na relo ang suot, mga designer clothes ang dala, napakalaki at napakamahal na sasakyan at mansyon ang bahay, alam na natin agad, this is not a government official who respects the interest of our country. I'm happy to report na hindi lang naman kami, meron din ilan, kaya lang iilan lang na naglabas din ng kanilang SALN. Kaya ang una namin panawagan, ilabas na ninyong lahat ang SALN ninyo. Because without the SALN, there can be no genuine transparency in our country. But that was only the beginning. Kasi kung maalala ninyo, ang one of the first investigations convened by Congress was the Infracom. At bago kami nagsimula sa meeting na yon, yung una naming hearing, I was really curious. Sabi ko, ang daming balita na maraming mga kontratista daw na congressmen and congresswomen. Paano kaya kung kasama sila sa mga committee na mag-iimbestiga nitong ghost and substandard projects? That is a terrible conflict of interest. Pero nung nagtanong ako sa Kongreso, wala naman daw mekanismo para malaman yon. So one of the very first things I did as a congressional representative attending one of my first committee hearings was to move that all members of the committees comprising the Infracom make a full disclosure under oath of any relationships they have, any conflicts of interest they have dun sa aming iniimbestigahan. At may legal basis po yon kasi mismo sa rules ng House of Representatives nakalagay yon that no committee members who have a conflict of interest can participate, much less vote in any committee investigations. Masaya naman akong i-report sa inyo that the motion passed without objection. Siguro meron may gusto mag-object kaya lang nahihiya dahil maraming camera. And all members were required to submit in writing under oath na wala silang conflict of interest. But that, of course, again, was not enough. Dahil ang unang tinalakay namin sa Kongreso ay yung ating budget. So while this was going on, we were conducting budget hearings. And we came to know from the investigations na yung mga minagic pala nila nung 2024 GAA ay minagic nila noong Bicameral Conference Committee. So one of the next things we did was to file a resolution calling for an open BICAM. Dapat i-live stream ang BICAM, dapat ma-access ng publiko kung ano ang nangyayari. And thankfully, maraming salamat sa inyong suporta, sa inyong mga sigaw. We were at least partially successful. Because for the first time in our history, the BICAM proceedings were live streamed. Yun lang, may mga punto na biglang magsususpend sila ng session at hindi na natin alam kung ano yung pinag-uusapan habang sila'y nagpupulong-pulong doon, bigla na lang babalik sa live ang ating BICAM. But at least, for me, it is a big step forward. Pang-apat, I'm sure alam nyo yung ICI, the Independent Commission. I'm sure pati kayo rin ay nadismaya na gusto niya malaman kung ano nangyayari sa loob, sino nakapagtestigo, ano bang sinabi, anong ebidensya ang iniharap, pero hindi natin alam. And that is one of the things that prompted us. Meron po kaming maliit pero solid na reform block sa loob ng Kamara. We filed a resolution calling for, not a resolution, a bill calling for a law creating an independent commission against infrastructure commission. Kasama po namin si Kong Laila de Lima, dalawa kong kasama sa Akbayan, Kong Percy Sendanya at Congresswoman Dada Ismula. Kasama din namin si Kong Crisel Lagman, ang daughter ni Kong Edsel. At meron pang ilang pang iba who were very happy to join us. Ito lang, ito ang nakakalungkot. Kahit sinabi mismo ng Pangulo, sabi niya publicly, priority measure daw nila ito. Sabi ng iba, we will take this up sa House leadership. Hanggang ngayon nakabinbin ang panukalang ito at hindi pa rin naisa sa batas. I was one of those who took part in the committee proceedings, pati sa TWG. Inilabas namin agad ang committee report dahil alam namin na dapat ma-plenary na siya. Unfortunately, for reasons beyond my imagination, they have not yet acted on this. Kaya sana, maaring isama niyo sa inyong panawagan, we have to have a law that gives teeth to the independent commission. We have to have a law that provides contempt power to that commission. A law that provides full subpoena power and that requires public live streaming hearings without exception. Kasi ang nangyari sa ICI, sabi daw nila towards the end, live stream. Kaya lang pag sinabi ng testigo, ayaw ko, biglang ayaw na nila. In the bill that we filed, we have a very small exception for executive sessions only when it is clear that there are national security or privacy concerns, and only for that portion of the testimony that will be affected. Kaya lang, alam nyo, napakalalim ng ugat ng korupsyon dito sa atin. It has now seeped into not just the traditional district representatives' offices, but party list as well. Kaya kami po ay nag-file din. Busy po ang Reform Bloc sa Kongreso. Because we also filed a Party List Reform Act that, number one, prohibits members or contractors, those with businesses with the government, from sitting as party list representatives. That requires that we reserve party lists for all the sectors that can contribute to making progressive legislation in our country rather than becoming extensions of political dynasties. And third, that prohibits members of political dynasty families from being part of party list organizations or sitting in the Congress. Pero alam po ninyo, the biggest problem we face that we have been experiencing for over a century is the big issue. We have the concentration of power in the hands of a few families. Kaya kahapon lang ay hearing kami, ang una naming hearing on anti-political dynasty bills. There are now 20 anti-political dynasty bills filed in the House of Representatives. Proud po akong sabihin that Akbayan's version of the bill has the broadest and widest reach. Kasi ang paniwala namin, we cannot address fully the problem of political dynasties if we allow it to continue in some form. Yung iba, one of the, para sa akin, the weakest bill allows members of families to sit both in the national and local positions, kahit same term, kahit na under many conditions. Yung iba naman, second degree of consanguinity and affinity. Yung iba, third. Sa amin po ay fourth degree of consanguinity or affinity. That means that no one can sit who is within first cousin ng isang incumbent at hindi rin pwedeng sabay-sabay tumakbo at umupo ang magkakamag-anak within that relationship. We could not have done this without your support, and we cannot make these bills become laws without your support. Tulad ng nabanggit ko kanina, ay iilan lang kami na nasa reform block ng House. What gives us strength, what allows us to be your platform, na kami ang nagiging boses ninyo, is the fact that all of you are concerned, monitoring what is happening in both houses of Congress. Actually, para sa akin, yan ang susi kung talagang seryoso tayo sa pagbabago. We cannot let up on the pressure. We must continue screaming at the top of our voice, calling on the leadership of both the House and the Senate and the leadership who sit in Malacanang na tama na yan. Let's make our country more progressive. Marami pa pong kailangan gawin. We have so much to do for our country. And in my own experience, meron akong dalawa pang bagay na gusto ko sanang i-share sa inyo. One of them, both of them are actually very close to my heart. One, we just filed in the House, and Senator Pangilinan filed a counterpart bill. He has filed one in the Senate calling for a just com. Meron tayong EDCOM, di ba? Di po pa. EDCOM 1, EDCOM 2. That has really contributed a lot to the conversation and to the possible legislation that we can do to strengthen our education. Pero paano naman ang hustisya dito sa atin? Hindi lang ito problema ng iilan, problema natin lahat ang hustisya. Hindi lang yung mga nagkakakaso, kung hindi yung mga mamamayan natin who are affected by corruption. And who is not affected by corruption? You know, I almost fell off my seat when I was sitting as part of the budget proceedings. Kaharap namin ang judiciary. Nandiyan ang taga-Supreme Court, nandiyan ang taga-Sandigan Bayan. Pinag-aaralan ko yung datos na ibinigay nila sa amin. And I came across one sheet of paper na talagang napalaki yung mata ko. Aging of pending cases in the Sandigan Bayan. The Sandigan Bayan is supposed to be our anti-corruption court. Wala dapat lulusot na mga korap pag sila'y nakasuhan na sa Sandigan Bayan. Lo and behold, nung tinitingnan ko yung chart na yon, lumalabas na may mga kaso ang Sandigan Bayan, kasong korupsyon, kasong ill-gotten wealth, na nagsimula pa noong 1987. That is what? Almost 40 years that they are pending in the court. Wala pang appeal yan, wala pang judgment. Katanggap-tanggap ba yon? That is a reflection of how terrible our justice system is, that they don't care about corruption cases involving millions of pesos of the people's money. Nahahayaan nilang nakabinbinling ng ganyang katagal ang kaso. Hindi lang yon, there are other more than 100, if I'm not mistaken, over 200 other corruption cases that have been sitting in the Sandigan Bayan for more than 1 or 2 decades. Decades. Kaya nung nakita ko yon, agad-agad akong nanawagan sa Supreme Court. No corruption case in our country should take longer than 3 years to be tried and 2 years for appeal. Unfortunately, up to now, my calls have fallen on deaf ears at wala pang sagot ang Supreme Court sa panawagan natin. But I believe that that is so important. Because one of the things we have not been discussing doon sa nakikita natin na ghost projects, sa nakikita natin na substandard projects, is bakit nakakalusot ang mga opisyal na yan. And the reason is because, number one, our justice system is so delayed. And number two, our justice system is so weak that it doesn't care about corruption. Kaya itong JustCom for me is so very important. We must open the lid, the Pandora's box of justice in our country. And we must expose to the people the systemic problems that have allowed impunity to reign, not just for human rights violations, but also for corruption. Kasi sa totoo lang po, the studies, the international studies have shown that corruption and human rights violations go hand in hand. When a government does not pay attention to human rights violations, more often than not, it is also a corrupt government. But I'd like to end with one more call. Sorry ha, marami akong panawagan sa inyo. Pero rest assured, kami po araw-araw nagtatrabaho sa Kongreso because we are relentless in our desire to make things happen. And that is the youth agenda. Our country is such a young country. More than half of our population are young people. More than half of our registered voters are young people. At sa mga kabataan na nandito ngayon, maraming salamat sa ginawa ninyo nung huling eleksyon. Dahil sa inyo rin, ay kami ay naupo. And as a way of paying it back and paying it forward, I think that all of us, every single one of us, has a duty na alagaan natin ang ating kabataan. But here's the facts. The facts show that number one, 25% of our youth do not have the benefit of an education. Sila po ay out of school. Can you imagine more than 11 million young Filipinos who do not get to go to school? What kind of a future are we giving them? What kind of a future will they have? Kapit sa patalim ang mangyayari sa buhay nila. And yet, hindi man lang natin pinag-uusapan yan. It's not even a part of our national conversation. Sa mga nakakapag-aral naman, alam na natin lahat ito. We are facing a huge education crisis in our country. All the studies show that education is not working, that we are not providing the quality education that our youth need. Kaya kailangan natin isulong ang youth agenda. Better education, better jobs so that when they graduate, they don't have to go abroad to support their families, and better opportunities for all, regardless of where they are in our country. But, you know, unlike some of those of my generation, hindi naman ako nawawalan ng pag-asa. I always look at the bright side of things. And despite the situation, despite the fact that we face so many challenges, marami na rin po ang tumitindig. Dito sa inyo, sa iba't ibang mga lalawigan, pati sa Metro Manila, we are witnessing a resurgence of people who are willing to fight and to stand up despite the apprehensions and fears. I hope that we can continue doing this, and I hope that in the elections that will come 2 years from now in 2028, we move heaven and earth. We move heaven and earth to educate all the people in terms of voter literacy and voter education. And we move as one to bring leaders who practice good governance to the helm of our country. Because at the end of the day, kahit ano pong i-file namin ng mga panukalang batas, kahit ano pang mga resolusyon, ang ihahain namin, without good leaders, we will always have bad government. Maraming salamat.
Thank you very much, Attorney Chel. We will invite you for a short question and answer. You may sit. Again, we learned a lot from the talk of Attorney Chel, and we really encourage everyone to post your questions through the QR. Here. I think we learned a lot at Attorney Chel. I think you mentioned about corruption, you mentioned about political dynasty, you mentioned about challenging the youth. We're losing our demographic dividend, and how the youth plays important role in good governance. I think the first question from our QR code is related to any advice to new public servants who are bounded by the system, by corruption, but would still want to pursue good governance.
Yes, it's so easy to namadala yung isang bagong naglilingkod sa ating pamahalaan. Kasi yung sistema mismo ay patungong korupsyon eh. The system breeds inefficiency because it is based on corruption. And it's so sad na yung narinig natin sa mga hearings nga na nangyari, na tinali na nila mismo sa proseso ng budget yung korupsyon. Pagka nag-NEP, ay may ganito ng komisyon. Pagka dumaan ng House, ganito. Pag dumaan na sa BICAM, ganon. Pag mapirmahan ng GAA, meron pa. So, what is my advice to new and young officials? Number one, hanap kayo ng masasandalan o maaakbayan. It's hard to fight. It's hard to fight alone. You will mababaha kayo. You will be deluged by temptation. find others, kami po sa Akbayan, marami pang ibang mga grupo who stand against that form of governance. Belong to organizations, look for yung mga kaalyado natin na makakausap at makakasuporta sa atin when those trying times happen. And never ever let go of the desire to serve. In my own experience, nung una akong maupo, bago ako maupo, pinag-aralan ko kasama ng team ko. Tingnan nga natin, ano ba yung nasa Anti-Graft and Corrupt Practices Act? Ano ba yung nasa iba't ibang mga batas natin laban sa korupsyon? And I came up with an office manual where we included a policy on gifts na ayon sa batas ay hindi namin matatanggap yan dahil it's against the anti-graft law. And all of my members in my office have been briefed. Pinapagalitan ko pa nga sila pagka may mga nangyayari na hindi na maaring lalabag sa batas. And I'm very happy to say that they have been very good in adhering to what our law provides. Kaya maganda rin yon na magkaroon kayo ng sarili ninyong guide. I am very willing to lend you our manual to help you and your people in your office to make sure that you do not go astray. Thank you.
Thank you, Attorney Chel. The second question, you mentioned about you being the first one to release your SALN. We talk about accountability and transparency. Is this enough ba? Or ano pa yung pwede natin gawin just to make these people accountable on their actions?
Well, SALN cannot work without corresponding lifestyle checks. Kaya ako ay talagang nagalit nung sinabi ng dating ombudsman na hindi naman talaga naging watchdog ng ating pamahalaan na I don't care about lifestyle checks. Siya rin na nagsabi na hindi naman daw importante ang SALN. Those two mechanisms are so valuable, kaya nga nagkaroon tayo ng batas at kaya yung SALN nasa mismo sa ligang batas natin. Because they are the easiest means to weed out corruption. Lifestyle checks nowadays should not only be physical lifestyle checks. Social media lang mahahalata na sila. Kasi kung makita natin na yung anak pala ng isang opisyal ay nagbabakasyon sa Italy, na may daladalang bag na napakamahal, na etc., sasakay-sakay sa chopper o sa private jet, tapos pagmamayabang pa nila, then those are telltale signs that there is ill-gotten wealth happening. And yung mga ganon ang mindset, hindi naman nila maitatago yung kanilang kayamanan. Imagine kung ganon kakayaman, kahit na nanggaling yon sa korupsyon, you cannot help but reveal it to the public. Ipopost mo yon, pagmamayabang mo yon. And that is why lifestyle checks are really important and should be done by government in all the different positions. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Attorney Chel. The third one, I think I don't know how to rephrase it, but what will be your approach to engaging with different political opponents or those with vastly different ideologies to advance meaningful reforms for our country?
Navigating the political scene in the House is always a challenge. But, I'm surprised and I'm happy to report na kahit kami ay nasa minorya, we have managed to gain at least some support from some members of the majority who have joined us in some of the measures that I mentioned. Nabigla ako nung nag-file ako ng motion na dapat mag-full disclosure ang mga infracom members kasi ang nag-second ay taga-majority. And marami sa kanila afterward told me, mabuti ginawa mo yon kasi kailangan natin yan. That's part of the political skills that I think any legislator has to acquire. Ako naman ay wala naman sa dugo ko yung maging politiko. So it's really been a big learning curve and a challenge for me. But given my background as a litigator, somehow nakaka-maneuver naman po tayo. Siguro matuto na lang tayo sa mga kabataan na kailangan may konting diskarte. Thank you.
Siguro before I read the next question, Attorney Shell, you mentioned about yung mga kabataan playing very important role, especially in the recent elections. But after the election, parang most of them nawawala na ng pag-asa given what is happening. Uh, what what will be the important role, for example, of UPLB or any public institutions, schools, to more or less still do something despite napapaghinaan ng loob in their in nawawalan yung trust in the government.
Well, first of all, I have to disagree a bit with one of your statements. Hindi ako naniniwala na after the elections, nawalan sila ng pag-asa. Many of the groups that were very active during the elections transformed themselves into civic associations. Yung iba ang pinasok disaster management, yung iba youth advocacy, marami silang pinagpilian. And pagbalik ko dun sa mga lugar na yon, they welcomed us with open arms and just said to us, kung ano man ang kailangan ninyo sa mga darating na mga kampanya, nandito pa rin kami. During the budget proceedings, I'm so happy to report na ang mga kausap ko, yung mga experts who were helping us formulate the questions, helping me to understand the complicated budget processes that happen in our country, were young people. Meron silang itinayong ang napakagandang samahan where hindi lang kami, hindi lang ako, but other progressive legislators, they would come up with the really good studies and data. They would always be willing to answer questions. And they became my colleagues in terms of ensuring that yung mababantayan natin yung mga iba't ibang mga budgets ng ating mga ahensya. And even as I go around, I have been invited to so many campuses, not just sa UP po, but so many different schools all over the country. There are always student organizations, youth organizations that have really taken up the cudgels at nakita nila yung power ng volunteerism ng kampanya, tuloy-tuloy na ngayon ang kanilang ginagawa. Of course, bilang member ng Akbayan, I must acknowledge as well Akbayan Youth because they have been very instrumental in helping us to gain more and more support among all the youth in our country. Thank you.
I think last one briefly, Attorney Shell, you mentioned about JustCom na ako interested ako dyan. Ano ba kami pwedeng gawin dito sa UPLB just to promote or more or less teach our students or maybe lead them towards believing that it is really a need for our country?
Minsan mahirap talagang pag-usapan ng hustisya dahil napaka-abstract niya. I had, you know, when I started my crusade for justice, it was during one of the darkest periods in our history. Nung nagsimula yung war on drugs na puro dugo na yung ating mga kalsada at mga tahanan, I started to speak out and I realized one thing that I wanted the public to know. Kung talagang seryoso tayo na masolusyonan yung problema ng droga, problema ng mga sindikato, killing is not the solution. The solution is we strengthen our justice system so that there is certainty of punishment. What stops criminals is not the penalty. Kahit 1,000,000 death penalty ang ibaba ng Kongreso, kung ganito pa rin ang sistema natin, they will continue to commit crimes because they know na makakalusot sila. But more than that, given the corruption issues that have come out recently, kailangan malaman ng taong bayan na yung sistema ng hustisya ang nagpapalaganap sa mga korap. And delay in any corruption case always favors the accused. Because in a corruption case, pag tumagal ang kaso, nawawalan na yung atensyon ng publiko. Nakakalimutan na natin yung kaso. Yung mga testigo, nagmo-move on na. Yung iba, nag-a-abroad. Baka may namamatay pa nga. Yung mga prosecutor, sasabihin nila, ba't ako magiging masigasig dito? Eh, wala naman nakikialam, wala naman nagpupush na matuloy ito. And that really has to change. Kaya para sa akin, one of the things that the Justice Commission must take up is the terrible delays in our system. And all of you can help, both in your campuses, as individuals, and in your communities, to make this a part of our conversation. Kailangan malaman ng lahat na napakalaking problema to, hindi lang sa korupsyon, hindi lang sa mga nagiging biktima ng mga krimen, pero pati sa ating ekonomiya. Because we cannot attract good foreign investments for as long as we have a justice system that is like it is, where foreign companies will say, ayokong pumunta sa Pilipinas kasi pag masama ako sa kaso, wala na, hindi na kami makakapagnegosyo ng maayos. So, yun na lang po. Last panawagan, please help us in the JustCom push. Thank you.
Thank you, Attorney Chel. I think that is all time we have for the question and answer. And again, let us give our speaker, Attorney Chel Diokno, another round of applause.
Maraming salamat po yung ibinahagi sa amin ngayong hapon. Ngunit bago po namin kayo, before we let you go for this afternoon, we would like to invite on stage, of course, Vice Chancellor Bello and the Dean of the College of Public Affairs and Development to award the Certificate of Appreciation. So let me read the citation. Certificate of Appreciation is awarded to Jose Manuel Tadeo E. Diokno in grateful appreciation for serving as the guest speaker at the 26th anniversary celebration, 28th anniversary celebration of the College of Public Affairs and Development with the theme Celebrating 28 Engaging Citizens, Shaping Leaders, held on the 29th of January 2026 at the Multipurpose Hall, CPAf, University of the Philippines, UPLB, given this 29th day of January 2026, signed Dean of the College of Public Affairs and Development, Dr. Rhea Gumas.
28th pala ninyo. Ko, happy 28th anniversary. Alam nyo, sabay na sabay tayo. Dahil kaninang umaga, nanggaling ako naman sa 28th anniversary ng Akbayan.
Again, thank you, Vice Chancellor Bello and Dean Rhea Gumasi. We would not want to miss the opportunity to have a photo with you, Attorney Chel. With that, may I call Miko and Yang to come to the front to take our group photo. We kindly ask everyone to remain seated and join us. Ready, hold your smiles in 3, 2, 1.
Thank you very much. Another round of applause for our guest speaker for this afternoon, Representative Chel Diokno.
Before we proceed to the next round, we would have a 20-minute health break. Feel free to stretch your arms and legs. Restrooms are just right outside the hall. We also have snacks and drinks outside. You may choose to enjoy them at the tables provided outside, or you may bring them into the hall.
Let's enjoy our health break. Thank you, everyone. We'll see you after 20 minutes.
Trying to write with nonstop pings.
Hello, magandang araw po sa inyong lahat. Si CPAf Family. Mula po dito sa Davao City, ako po si Karen Joyce G. Kayamanda. Si CPAf Alumni, PhD Development Studies 2019. On behalf of the CPAf Alumni Association, we wish you congratulations and thank you for your dedicated service sa ating pong mga mentors, faculty, and staff. Mabuhay po kayo and cheers! Enjoy the celebration!
Happy anniversary, CPAf! Wishing you all the best on your future endeavors. Thank you for everything.
Happy 28th anniversary to our CPAf family. On behalf of the Alumni Association, we are so proud to be sharing the same passion for service. Lagit lagi para sa bayan. Happy anniversary!
Hello everyone, this is Sarayda Villanueva Amper, PhD Development Studies alumna and an officer of CPAf Alumni Association. I would like to extend my heartfelt congratulations to the CPAf 28th anniversary. Mabuhay ang CPAf, mabuhay ang officers, faculty, and staff of CPAf. Your dedication, passion, and commitment to service and transformative education produce great leaders, and meaningful impact to the nation and to the communities. Congratulations again, and cheers to many more years.
Welcome to the College of Public Affairs and Development of the University of the Philippines, Los Baños. CPAf is home to globally competitive thought leaders where they are honed in the fields of development and governance. We are located right at the foot of our beautiful Mount Makiling. Step into CPAf and experience a vibrant academic environment where ideas turn into action.
Since its recognition as a full-fledged college in 1998, CPAf has stood out for its interdisciplinary approach, combining public affairs, governance, and development with strong focus on Philippine and regional contexts. Moreover, CPAf is known for its policy-relevant research. Also, it has an active engagement with capacity building for various communities. Its strategic location here at UPLB and strong institutional partnerships further enhance its role in molding development-oriented leaders and influencing evidence-based policy.
Here's what we have in a quick sneak peek. Institute for Governance and Rural Development, Center for Strategic Planning and Policy Studies, Community Innovation Studies Center, Knowledge Management Office, and the Dean's Office. CPAf has been the leading institution in public affairs and development, bridging research policy and community-driven solutions. At CPAf, we are more than just an academic institution. We are a research and extension hub for strategic planning, policy studies, and community innovation. All change makers, practitioners, academics, and lifelong learners are welcome to collaborate with our research centers or join our academic degree programs. So, what do we learn here? At CPAf, we mentor our students by exposing them to our growing network of global and local linkages. These linkages open doors to career opportunities in public affairs and development. We provide training for our students to be well-rounded policy analysts and advocates, development managers, research and extension personnel, and academic leaders of rural development and governance. CPAf champions public affairs as a transdisciplinary field, so students learn to be inclusive and innovative through the co-creation of knowledge with communities. This leads to greater responsiveness in addressing the pressing problems of the modern world.
Our college offers programs that endeavor to contribute in the development of transformational and thought leaders for development. So we have currently 5 programs that we offer that hope to enhance the skills and the competencies of development practitioners.
So join us and be part of our programs. Master in Public Affairs, Master or MS in Development Management and Governance, MS or PhD in Community Development, MS or PhD in Extension Education, or PhD in Development Studies.
I choose CPAs because the CPAs offer the coursework that met with my academics and career goal. And I'm also saw the CPAF alumni in my country, which is inspire me to study at CPAs because they are working in the top positions, especially in NGO and INGO field. And then also bear friendship with your friend and with your professor because they can support you.
As an international student, I feel fortunate to be studying at CPAf, where I've had many memorable experiences. The academically and socially enriching environment has made my graduate school journey both enjoyable and fulfilling. The knowledge and the experience that I have gained here will help me to contribute to future sustainable development efforts.
So what are you waiting for? Start your journey at UPLB CPAF and be part of a positive social change.
Policymakers and development practitioners rely on objective and meaningful interpretations of evidence to arrive at actionable solutions to challenges faced by communities. Research results play a big role in this process, but in most instances, they do not speak for themselves. The Development Innovations and Policy Laboratory at the College of Public Affairs and Development aims to bridge this gap between research and policy or decision-making. In an attempt to bring research evidence to the policymakers and the public, several models have been used, and among these are policy laboratories. Policy laboratories or policy innovation laboratories are an innovative way of bringing together and encouraging collaboration between and among academics and policymakers. For years, they have been instrumental in assisting governments in bringing research results closer to policymakers and in engaging the citizens to actively participate in any stage of the policy-making process. Various policy laboratories across the globe offer source of data or information and a physical space where dialogues and discourse could thrive. Universities like the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, University of Sydney, Brown University, Johns Hopkins University, and Duke University have been operating their own policy laboratories for years. And now, we are going to have our very own here at UP Los Baños. The Development, Innovations and Policy Laboratory, funded by DOSTP CARD, with support from the UPLB Future Proofing Fund, will focus on the agriculture, aquatic, and natural resources sector. Through the Deep Lab, we aim to enhance the capacities of producers and consumers of AANR research to transform sound evidence into innovative solutions for societal development. Specifically, it will offer the following. We at the Deep Lab will design and develop a database for policy-related knowledge products or documents. Second is capacity building of stakeholders. CSPPS has been conducting various trainings related to policy analysis and strategic planning. With the Deep Lab, we will be offering improved learning modules to capacitate target participants from the academe, national government agencies, research and development institutions, local government units, and other groups. Third is a physical facility for collaborative learning and co-creation activities. We at the lab will initiate service learning activities where we are going to employ innovative strategies. To further help in linking evidence with decision-making, we will also be releasing policy communication products and other materials, such as various media contents. With this, we hope for your continued support as we launch this momentous undertaking. Together, let us work towards our shared goal of improving public policy making. Again, we welcome you to Deep Lab.
Magandang araw po sa inyong lahat. CPAf family, mula po dito sa Davao City, ako po si Karen Joyce G. Kayamanda, CPAf Alumni, PhD Development Studies 2019. On behalf of the CPAf Alumni Association, we wish you congratulations and thank you for your dedicated service sa ating pong mga mentors, faculty, and staff. Mabuhay po kayo and cheers! Enjoy the celebration!
Happy anniversary, CPAf! Wishing you all the best on your future endeavors. Thank you for everything.
Happy 28th anniversary to our CPAf family. On behalf of the Alumni Association, we are so proud to be sharing the same passion for service. Lagit-lagi para sa bayan. Happy anniversary!
Hello everyone, this is Sarayda Villanueva Amper, PhD Development Studies alumna and an officer of CPAf Alumni Association. I would like to extend my heartfelt congratulations to the CPAf 28th anniversary. Mabuhay ang CPAf, mabuhay ang officers, faculty, and staff of CPAf. Your dedication, passion, and commitment to service and transformative education produce great leaders and meaningful impact to the nation and to the communities. Congratulations again, and cheers to many more years.
The world is in a constant state of change now more than ever. It's a world that requires resilience, flexibility, and innovation to overcome challenges and to pursue growth. That is why the University of the Philippines Los Baños is pursuing future-proofing initiatives to provide agile leadership and develop local and global communities amidst shocks and disruptions in an ever-changing world. Guided by compassion, an openness to working together, and a daring to seek out breakthroughs, UPLB constantly pushes for academic excellence, produces relevant research, establishes academic and industry partnerships, and cultivates creativity, critical thinking, and innovation. To keep up with the fast-changing world and to strive for inclusivity in development, UPLB seeks to level the playing field and expand avenues for acquiring new knowledge. It is reshaping the learning experience, enabling students and educators to continue with the learning process in vastly different learning conditions. It is expanding its academic programs and supporting initiatives to create a conducive learning environment. To address the growing complexities of modern problems, UPLB continues to break barriers across disciplines to produce cutting-edge innovations and solutions that serve the needs of various communities. It is taking on challenges in food security and sustainability and coordinating research efforts to direct the university's resources toward critical research areas, making sure that the university-generated knowledge can reach its intended stakeholders and be applied to real-life contexts. UPLB is dedicated to its commitment to contribute to public good and social welfare as it continues to work with the local government and the community to address their most pressing needs. Amidst its engagements, UPLB remains as one of the top regional and global universities and continues to be recognized in the country and across the world. As the national university, UPLB aims to be a steadfast partner in development as a producer of new approaches that minimize the cost and impacts of future shocks, and by honing leaders committed to knowledge creation, innovation, and cutting-edge research and public service. This is UPLB's roadmap to be an impactful institution in a constantly changing landscape. Responsive, innovative, future-proof.
Welcome to the College of Public Affairs and Development of the University of the Philippines, Los Baños. CPAf is home to globally competitive thought leaders where they are honed in the fields of development and governance. We are located right at the foot of our beautiful Mount Makiling. Step into CPAf and experience a vibrant academic environment where ideas turn into action.
Since its recognition as a full-fledged college in 1998, CPAf has stood out for its interdisciplinary approach, combining public affairs, governance, and development with strong focus on Philippine and regional contexts. Moreover, CPAf is known for its policy-relevant research. Also, it has an active engagement with capacity building for various communities. Its strategic location here at UPLB and strong institutional partnerships further enhance its role in molding development-oriented leaders and influencing evidence-based policy.
Here's what we have in a quick
Again, we
sneak
request
peek.
everyone to go back to your seats. Again, we request everyone to go back to your seats as we begin the second part of our program.
Welcome back, everyone. Please take your seats so that we could continue with the program proper. Thank you very much for your cooperation. Opo, maraming salamat po. Maari na po nating okupahan ang mga bakanteng silya. Okay.
So hizo dahil sa prinsesa at impresyon na babakas tu é para três chama as amigas só da conta da três é fazenda mais três é nós anel saber check senta pro menino não então
Okay, are all the awardees in the house? Okay, and now we've come to the exciting part, if not equally exciting part of the program. So this is the awarding of CPAf personnel. And to help us with the awarding, may I call on stage Professor Ruth Ortega de la Cruz, Chair of the CPAf Anniversary Awards Committee, to award this year's awardees. Prof. Ortega de la Cruz.
Hello, good afternoon everyone. Andiyan pa po ba kayo? Kasi bilisan natin ang ating awarding. So every year, the College of Public Affairs and Development takes this moment to honor and recognize our staff whose dedication, hard work, and commitment continue to strengthen the college. Their contributions extend beyond the university and make a meaningful impact on the community and our valued stakeholders. I am honored to present these awards, and may we request the awardee to please come forward for the presentation and for the photo opportunity as I read the citation. May we call on our Dean, Dr. Rhea Umasing, to please come on stage. So who will, I will read the citations and then who will be the one to give the plaque. So we will begin with the plaques of recognition awarded to individuals and teams who exemplify excellence in teaching, research, extension, and service. Hintayin lang po natin yung mag-aawa. Wala pa po eh. Ay, si Ma'am, IGRD Director. Ma'am Mayo. Okay. So the College of Public Affairs and Development, University of the Philippines, Los Baños presents this 2026 or 2026 Outstanding Teacher Award, Junior Category to Assistant Professor Samantha Geraldine G. de los Santos in recognition of her exemplary teaching, performance, commitment to student learning, and dedication to continually improving her pedagogical practice. Given this 29th day of January 2026 at the College of Public Affairs and Development, University of the Philippines, Los Baños, Batong Malaki, Los Baños, Laguna, signed by Dr. Rhea L. Gomasi, Dean of CPAf. Okay. Okay, our 2026 Outstanding Teacher Award Senior Category is presented to Dr. Eileen V. Lapitan, Associate Professor 7. Okay, so let us take this opportunity to formally recognize our 2025 Outstanding Teacher Awardee, Senior Category, Dr. Evelyn P. Serrano, Professor 4. Then our 2026 Outstanding Senior Faculty Researcher Award is presented to Dr. Eileen V. Lapita in recognition of her exemplary research achievements and contributions to bridging research and policy, advancing evidence-based solutions for small island communities, gender inclusivity, and climate resilience. Next, our 2026 Outstanding Junior Researcher Award is presented to Ms. Roxanne B. Bragais, University Researcher 1, in recognition of her exemplary contributions to research, extension, and institutional development at CPAf, including leadership in funded projects, award-winning initiatives in community resilience, scholarly publications, and sustained support to local government and regional agencies. So then our 2026 Outstanding Senior Extension Personnel Award is presented to Dr. Nico Jason C. Anastasio, University Researcher 3, for his exemplary extension work in environmental governance and sustainable rural development, reaching research and policy through technical expertise and community-focused climate resilient initiatives. The Outstanding Research Team Award honors collaborative excellence in research. Our 2026 Outstanding Research Team Award is presented to the Assessment of the Science and Technology Community-Based for Inclusive Development Program Team with Dr. Maria Ana T. Kimbo as the project leader, Ms. Denise June A. Castor as Science Research Analyst, Ms. Rubiriza D.C. Resuelo, Graduate Assistant, Ms. Victoria Jean R. Bella, Science Research Assistant, and Dr. Josefina T. Dizon, Consultant. Our 2026 CPAf Public Service Program Award is presented to the CPAf Okay, let's move on. Our 2026 CPAf Public Service Program Award is presented to the CPAf UPLB LGU Calamba Educational Partnership for Innovations in the Communities, or EPIC-N, in recognition of the team's dedication and expertise in advancing disaster preparedness, climate resilience, sustainability, and food security, positively impacting professional practice and the livelihoods of Calambas communities. With Dr. Maria Ana T. Kimbo as lead implementer and Dr. Tessa Mar L. Espino as co-implementer. So we now proceed to the CPAf Special Awards, recognizing staff members who consistently demonstrate dedication, teamwork, and growth beyond expectations. The nominees for the Going Above and Beyond Award to receive the certificate of recognition include Ms. Mary Ann S. Camara, Administrative Assistant 2. Mr. Mario S. Tandang, Administrative Aide 4. Okay, the nominee for the Team Player Award is Miss Noreen O. Hidalgo, Administrative Assistant 2.
Kailan ba siya?
The nominee for the Most Improved Award is Mr. J.D. Diokno, Administrative Aid 3. And the winners for the Going Above and Beyond Award are Miss Sandra Lynn V. Tan, Administrative Assistant 2, Miss Emelisa G. Tapel, Administrative Assistant 2, Miss Claudine Marie D.R. Gonzalez, Administrative Assistant 2, in recognition of their exemplary performance, dedication to service, and consistent willingness to exceed expectations through professionalism, initiative, and steadfast support to the college academic and administrative functions. Again, Miss Emelisa G. Tapel, Administrative Assistant 2. Miss Claudine Marie D.R. Gonzalez, Administrative Assistant 2. The Team Player Award is presented to Miss Edeline Ann Itamis, Administrative Officer 3, in recognition of her exemplary performance, collaborative spirit, and strong commitment to teamwork in support of the college goals. The Most Improved Award is presented to Miss Maricris M. Lopina, Administrative Assistant 2, in recognition of her significant performance improvement, growing competence, and demonstrated commitment to professional development and excellence in service. We now recognize employees whose years of service reflect loyalty, commitment, and dedication to the college and the university for 10 years. We have Ms. Mena E. Omali, University Researcher 2, since December 7, 2015. Miss Maria Francesca Otan, University Researcher 3, since March 18, 2015. Miss Florita P. Reñeses, University Research Associate 2, since December 7, 2015. Then for 15 years in service, we have Attorney Damsel T. Cortez, Assistant Professor 7 since June 3, 2010. So now we honor individuals whose long and dedicated service has greatly shaped the institution. May we call on Prof. Rolando T. Bello, Associate Professor 6 for 37 years. Okay. Dr. Ferdinand C. Bakito, Assistant Professor 7 for 8 years. Miss Yolanda B. Bicosa, Administrative A3 for 31 years. Wala. Prof. Nelson Jose Vincent B. Querijero, Professor 10 for 45 years. 45, matanda pa sa akin. 45. Wala pa ako, sir. Nandito ka na sa UP. Then, Mr. Virgilio L. Ativo for 31 years. We now recognize the following faculty members who are recipients of the 1UP Professorial Chair Award for Outstanding Teaching and Research from 2025 to 2027. Dr. Maria Ana T. Kimbo, Professor 12 in Education, Research, and Evaluation. Para picture tayo. Okay, so next, yours truly, Ruth Ortega de la Cruz in Agricultural Education, Education Management. Dr. Bing Baltasar C. Brillo, Professor 11 in Development Studies, Political Science. Dr. Eileen V. Lapitan, Associate Professor 7 in Public Policy. Please remain on stage. Dr. Rowena D.T. Bacongis, Professor 12 in Extension Education, Public Administration. Dr. Jane C. Reyes, Professor 10 in Public Policy, Program Administration, Research and Development Management. Dr. Veda A. Atienza, Professor 7 in Development Management Governance. So we recognize the following faculty members who are the recipients of 1UP Professorial Chair Award for Outstanding Teaching and Public Service. Dr. Evely P. Serrano, Professor 4 in Education, Extension Education. Dr. John Erinorio M. Perez, Professor 3 in Community Development, Development Management, Management. Dr. Maria Cristina G. Alinsunurin, Associate Professor 2 in Development Studies, International Development. And for the recipients of the 1UP Faculty Grant Award for Outstanding Teaching and Public Service from 2025 to 2027, we have Assistant Professor Mario Gracie Amit, Assistant Professor 7 in Development Planning, Economics, Development Studies. We have Assistant Professor Samantha Geraldine G. De Los Santos, Assistant Professor 1 in Sociology, Social Psychology. Okay, let's have a group photo ng mga awardees. We also recognize the UP Scientific Productivity System awardees for their appointment as scientists by the Board of Regents for their exemplary accomplishment in scientific research and publication. We have Dr. Ping Baltasar Ciprillo for his appointment as Scientist 3 from 2024 to 2026. Dr. Rowena D.T. Bacongis for her appointment as Scientist 3 from 2023 to 2025. Ngayon pa lang yan, ma'am. Dr. Maria Ana T. Kimbo for her appointment as Scientist 3 from 2023 to 2025. Ako pa. And yours truly, Ruth Ortega de la Cruz, for my appointment as Scientist 2, 2023 to 2025. So may we call on the awardees, special awardees of CPAf for photo opportunity. Group photo. Admin, yung mga admin awardees. Andito pa po ba? Andito pa po ba yung mga admin awardees yan? Group photo po. And finally, we extend our sincere gratitude to the individuals whose leadership and service have contributed to the CPAF community. Dr. Eileen V. Lapitan, in grateful recognition for her dedication, leadership, and invaluable contribution as Dean of the College of Public Affairs and Development from February 28, 2024 to October 8, 2025. Dr. Rhea L. Gomasing as Assistant to the Dean from March 5, 2024 to October 8, 2025. Dr. Agustin L. Arcenas as CISE Director from October 1, 2022 to September 30, 2025. A representative? Wala. That's all. Congratulations to all our awardees and to God be all the glory po. Thank you so much po.
Thank you, Dr. Ruth Ortega, and again, congratulations to all the awardees.
Thank you. And to close our program this afternoon, may we call on Dr. Miriam Karil Karada, Chair of the CPAf Anniversary Program Committee, for our closing remarks.
Hello. Good afternoon, everyone. Malapit na po tayong matapos, konti na lang, no? So just a quick closing remark. So as we conclude our 28th CPAF anniversary celebration, we are reminded that CPAF's journey has always been rooted in a shared commitment to knowledge, service, and the public good. For nearly 3 decades, the college has stood as a space where ideas are challenged, dialogues are encountered, and scholarship is placed in the service of society, guided by the university's enduring values of honor, excellence, and service. So through the collective work of IGRD, CISC, and CSPPS, CPAF continues to contribute research that matters, conversations that would shape policy, and engagements that strengthen communities. The publications showcased today are proof that when scholarship is grounded in purpose, it can help inform decisions, influence change, and improve our lives. Our celebration has further enriched by meaningful and timely reflection, and we are really honored here to be graced by Representative Chel Diokno, who offered important insights to the current political situation and landscape to our country, and his message reminded us that progress is never automatic and continuing. And he also emphasized the importance of youth as part of development. Indeed, we celebrate our achievements. As we celebrate our achievements, we are also reminded that there is still much work to be done for us to make things happen. So we also pause to honor the people who carried CPAF's mission forward every day. So every one of our awardees. Okay. So again, thank you everyone for being here. May this 28th anniversary renew our sense of responsibility as scholars, practitioners, and citizens to strengthen ethical governance and deepen trust and contribute more to a just and inclusive society. Thank you everyone who joined our event, to everyone who has been part of CPAF, CPAF's journey, so to all our partners as well, to all our former colleagues, no, our current colleagues, and of course, I would not fail to congratulate as well the committee, the anniversary committee. Please give them a round of applause for organizing this event. So to everyone together, let us continue shaping leaders, advancing knowledge, and servicing the public with courage, integrity, and hope. Happy 28th anniversary to our college.
Thank you, Dr. Carada. That was the perfect way to end today's event. Before we let you go, we have some announcements to share. First is the proceedings of the 4th International Conference on Governance and Development. This documents the scholarly and institutional highlights of the College of Public Affairs and Development's first out-of-country international conference co-organized with the School of Integrated Science, Kasetsart University, Bangkok, Thailand. Themed Governance for Impact, Championing Global Citizenship and Empowering Communities. ICGD4 brought together researchers, policymakers, educators, and development practitioners from across the Asia-Pacific region and beyond to examine governance as a transformative tool for fostering global citizenship and empowering local communities. The ICGD4 proceedings will be available soon on the CPAF and ICGD4 websites and Facebook pages.
Okay, next, the Institute for Governance and Rural Development, IGRD, of the College of Public Affairs and Development, warmly invites you to join our upcoming hybrid seminar, The Philippines and Path Dependence, Understanding the Present Through the Past, where we would be joined by Mr. Calixto Chiquiamco, President of the Foundation for Economic Freedom, on February 6, 2026, 9 to 11 a.m., CPAf, MPH, and via Zoom. Join us for insightful discussion that examines how our country's history and ideological currents and how it shapes where we are today. For registration, kindly scan the QR code.
The UPLB community is also invited to a seminar featuring Secretary Arsenio Balisacan of the Department of Economy, Planning and Development on Push to the Finish Line, Economic Strategy for the Marcos Administration 2026 to 2028. The seminar will be held on February 20, 2026, starting at 9 o'clock in the morning at the Red Rec Auditorium, College of Economics and Management, UPLB. Jointly organized by the College of Economics and Management and the College of Public Affairs and Development, the event will provide insights into the country's medium-term economic strategy, policy priorities, and key development challenges. The seminar is open to students, faculty, and members of the UPLB community. Register via the QR code on the screen, limited slots only.
Next, the UP Los Baños is exploring the adoption of the Bachelor of Arts in Development Studies offered by UP Manila. The BA-DVSC examines poverty, inequality, and social change through multiple disciplines, including economics, sociology, political science, and community development. To ensure the proposed program is responsive and aligned with the stakeholders' needs, we are inviting prospective students, employers, and the rest of UPLB constituents to take part in our online demand survey. To access our survey, please scan the QR code flashed on the screen.
To finally end our event, may we invite everyone to sing the UP Naming Mahal. A huge thank you to the organizing committee and everyone behind the scenes who made the event today possible.
Thank you very much for all of us. Ay, picture daw po muna. Okay. Thank you very much for joining us today. And let's have a group photo. Yan.
Sa harapan na lang daw po for group photo, everyone.
Group photo daw po muna. If you would like to ask everyone to join us in front.
Lights,